Well, this is just an overview of the aquaponics system that we have here. Okay, now we're in Southwest Florida. So how you would do it here in Southwest Florida would be different how you would do it in other parts of the country. But here we raise tilapia. They grow really well, and the water goes through different tanks, different beds of that are on the ground, and they all circulate back. Over there we got potatoes, and we got that's a ground crop of sweet potatoes that we planted, and they're really delicious. This is a little fountain that I've created, and this is some mustard greens and cilantro growing in there. We just planted some peppers, but all the water circulates around, comes back in over here to this sump tank, which pumps back into the main tank up here. Okay. The water comes off the roof. As you can see, this is a 100-gallon tank we collect the water in. Comes off the roof and it dumps into this tank here, or into the other one of the beds of water beds that we have. Now the beautiful thing about the aquaponics system is the fish, as you can see, fertilize the whole system. The fish water gives the nitrogen to the plants, and anything you plant grows very strongly. Now in here again we got more ground crops growing, sweet potatoes, and we have tomatoes growing in here. And the water fills up in this bed. As you can see, the bed, how it's 18 inches by deep by about 3 feet wide, maybe by about 8 feet long is the bed, and it's filled with clay pellets. Okay, and the water fills up in there and it feeds these plants that are growing inside, and then the water comes out of there, and it's just getting ready to dump right now, as you can see, into this tank. Okay, now in here we have lettuce growing on top of the water in these little pots. As you can see, that's a pepper plant. We got lettuces and different things growing, and they grow in these little pots with a little bit of gravel like that. And they grow very fast, and you know. Now after the water comes out of this tank, comes down, and it follows along, and it goes back into the sump tank over here, and it pumps back up and circulates around. And that's how the whole system works. It just circulates around, and everything gets fertilized from the fish water. You see? And we just started some watermelons in this tank. So we'll see how they start. I never did them directly in the water like that, but we're going to see how they work. These are all potatoes in here, different kinds of potatoes, sweet potatoes that we got going on. Let's see if I can find a sweet potato. Sometimes they're hard to find. Let's see if I got one. There we go. There we are. So we got plenty of these sweet potatoes. They grow in here with the ground cover, as a ground cover crops. It's great. These sweet potatoes are really sweet. I love them. They're so good. I'm glad my friend gave me one sweet potato and I started this whole patch. And here we got a little tomato vine. And we take the fertilizer from the aquaponics, the wastewater, and we water everything else like these tomato plants. Now tomato plants, you can see they need a lot of shade. So we have this covering that we have that, you know, I put them up by this trestle where they can get all the shade they need. And you'll notice sometimes I even take the clippings off the tomato plant. I just dump them right here in the water, and they'll just come up like this tomato plant. You can see the roots that are developing, and it's just growing right in the water. Just the little clippings that you take. Anything you put in the water really will grow. And this is our solar unit. And inside, this is in case we have a blackout, an emergency, we do have solar power. We have solar panels up on the roof. And this is a basic a basic aquaponics system. It all runs off of one pump down in that sump tank. That's a 150-gallon tank. Okay, and it all circulates around through these different beds. Circulates around. You can make these beds easily with some blocks and some liner, some pond liner. You see, the water comes in over here. This bed goes from this bed to this bed and circulates out, and it all goes back over into that pump over there into the greenhouse. It's not that complicated, you know. It just takes a little bit of plumbing and a little ingenuity. But once you do it, the food that you get from it's all organic food, and it's a never-ending supply as long as you keep maintaining your pump and your water level and your fish. Okay, that's it for now. And just show you a little bit about the dirt garden before I go. This is a whole different system. Also needs plenty of shade, but you need to have a good source of water, and in this case we have some rain barrels that collect the water off our roof. Okay, and we have to have a lot of rain. We have to have a lot of buckets to collect the rain for the dirt garden, because dirt gardens require a lot of water, and that's the advantage of aquaponics. The aquaponics is a looped system that circulates its own water over and over and over. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I'll be doing more videos on this topic on aquaponics and gardening, and hope to post more. I'm new at this, so thank you very much. This is Falcon Speaks, and the Truth Train's coming. It's our new album that we just put out, Truth Train's coming. These are some of the drums we're working on. But that's another issue, another topic. We'll talk about that another time.